Hello and welcome everybody to my Payton Wilson prospect breakdown. Payton Wilson, the 6'4", 233-pound inside linebacker from NC State, is not only the best linebacker, but my favorite linebacker in the 2024 NFL Draft. But before I get into this video, make sure you guys like and subscribe. 96% of you guys aren't subscribed, so please do subscribe. It's a big help to the channel and it only takes a second. But Payton Wilson was a 4-star linebacker recruit out of high school and committed to NC State in 2018. After tearing his ACL in 2018, he had to redshirt his first year, and then in 2021, he also had to miss most of the season with a season-ending shoulder injury. And in 2022, he came back and had 4.5 sacks, 1 interception, and 83 total tackles, but 2023 was Wilson's breakout year. Wilson was PFF's second highest graded inside linebacker and the 5th highest graded linebacker in coverage. He had 138 total tackles, 3 interceptions, 6 total sacks, 1 forced fumble, and a passer rating allowed of 47.2. He also had 41 run stops and a 16.3% run stop rate according to PFF. In 2023, Wilson won the Chuck Bednarik Award, or the College Football Defensive Player of the Year, the Buckus Award, and was a unanimous All-American. Wilson is one of, if not the best coverage linebackers in this class. He's great in coverage because he combines his athleticism, speed, and instincts to quickly cover zones or jump wide receivers and tight ends on routes, forcing interceptions. He has a fluid playing style with great athleticism and is quick and explosive. He possesses blazing speed. It was shown on tape and at the combine when he ran a 4.43 40 time, which led all linebackers. He can rush the passer. He's very effective as a downhill blitzer off the edge or from the inside. He's a great run defender with his 16.3% run stop rate that was second among all linebackers. He's also a great rangy tackler. He had a 90 tackling grade by PFF, and he doesn't miss many tackles. And I also heavily admire Wilson's resiliency, coming back from injury after injury and still producing at a high level. But Wilson's two biggest weaknesses as a prospect are his age and injury history. But first, Wilson is a much older prospect. He's been in college football since 2018 and will be 24 by the draft date. His birthday is April 21st. And he also has a very long injury history with multiple ACL tears, and in 2021 he had a season-ending shoulder injury. One of his ACL tears was in his senior year in high school, and then his other one was in 2018 with his freshman year that caused him to redshirt. And he also has a history of hamstring issues as well. His biggest technical weakness is that he can play too upright while tackling and can allow yards after contact. He can also take some really weird angles on some run plays, and his only physical weakness is that he lacks a bit of play strength and overall length for a traditional Mike linebacker. But with all that being said, let's get into the film. Alright, so the first game that I want to show for the Payton Wilson film breakdown is going to be against Notre Dame. Now, Payton Wilson is over on this side of the screen. He's barely on the screen here. But what this run play is going to be an outside TG or GT, however you want to call it. This is basically a counter, and then you have the lead blocker here, and then you have pulling guard, lead blocker with Joe Alt. But Payton Wilson comes on screen. I'll get rid of this over here. Payton Wilson engages his blocker and defends the outside. And this rusher, this is an outside run, he isn't going to hit the hole. And Payton Wilson, look at how he, importantly, looks at Joe Alt, and then flips his hips back, then defends the sideline, and then makes a good tackle for very minimal gain. Good play by Payton Wilson. All right, so watching this NC State defense really just made me realize that Payton Wilson carried this defense on his back here. A bunch of these plays are just Payton Wilson just fixing and running around the field. Look at how there are so many shorter zones here. The safety is really late to react here, and in breaking route, like, this is fine, but look at how the safety plays this ball terribly, tries to one-handed but then flips his hips around, and then this cornerback takes a terrible angle here. But look at how Payton Wilson just tracks this dude down. And if we're going back to this angle, look at where Payton Wilson is right here. Then the catch. He slows down, but then just accelerates back and is outrunning his cornerback teammate to make the tackle here. And then this play in similar fashion, Payton Wilson's doing his job. He picks up this zone. And then Sam Hartman does get out of the pocket here. But the cornerback, and I mean, this is a good awareness by number 4 here to notice that nobody is in the zone. But look at the catch here, and then look at where Payton Wilson is down on your screen, and then just look at him slowly catch up to number 4, and then boom, spear him. This isn't at anyone's real fault here. I mean, this defender has this guy. However, Payton Wilson, just look at the pure speed. I mean, matching this wide receiver, and even when he slows down, just cuts and spears him. And then this is the last play I want to show from a bit of just a weird Notre Dame game film overall. Payton Wilson is just trying to catch up to a bunch of guys because of busted zones. However, on this play, this is basically going to be halfback power to the right side, And Payton Wilson over here playing the mic is just going to stay patient, find the hole. You see how he is going to, boom, right here, cut off the running back circulation. And then, let me get rid of this, spears him, and then awesome. By the way, I do like Payton Wilson's tackling. For the most part, I really do like his tackling form. He just runs through guys. That's basically his tackling technique. I'll talk through the beginning of this play, but this is the start of the Louisville game film. This is probably my favorite game from Payton Wilson. This first play is really just the blazing speed and straight line speed on display. Look at the distance that Payton Wilson has to cover to match or to meet the quarterback at the sideline. And then let me just play it through. Look at how he just cuts off the quarterback. And then this is the other angle. Again, you could see the yardage distance. If this running back just ran straight through, he would have had more yards than if he ran to the sideline like he did with Payton Wilson catching up to him. This is the first of 3 sacks that will be shown in this video. This is the first one. So Payton Wilson is going to be coming on an inside blitz here with this defensive line looking like this, with another blitz coming from this strong side linebacker. And let's look at how this play forms out. So let me get rid of this stuff. Payton Wilson, the line collapses here. We got the fullback that is going to engage number 10. And look at how Payton Wilson, the hole is this width, and just squeezes through there. And look at his bend. Look at the turn that Payton Wilson takes here. And then obviously this is intentional groundings, pretty obviously. So Wilson is credited with the sack. And then this is the other sack of this Louisville game. This is just Payton Wilson acting like a pure edge rusher as the technical strong side linebacker. But look at this nice dip and then rip. Bends like an edge rusher around this tight end and then gets a free shot on the quarterback, brings him down for a sack. A really good reason why Payton Wilson won the Chuck Bednarik Award was not only because his stats were very good this year and he had great production, but it's more importantly that he was a one-man army on this defense, and his impact is just seen throughout all 3 levels. We saw the pressures. Now let's look at how he benefits a lot of the secondary. So all he's going to do here is just frighten the quarterback. Either frighten him through the blitz or through the air over here with batting down the ball. You see he's right here. He's going to jump. You see he's loading up for the jump. But then now with the pursuit, the quarterback's got to get the ball out. He's going to get hit, forces a massive mistake, throws it into basically triple coverage and nowhere, and then he gets the interception. In my opinion, just a bunch of this game, this Louisville game, was showing Payton Wilson's impact on defense and how he matters to all 3 levels of the field. I know it didn't show too much coverage, but this was, he is the reason why this interception was forced. All right, I'm only going to show 2 examples from Virginia game, but one is a negative that he has that ends up in a positive with a sack on this play. And then the next play, I'll show another negative. One of the negatives that I have for Payton Wilson is that I think he lacks a bit of play strength. He can be kind of pushed around very easily. Look at how this guard engages and just kind of just knocks him flat and then disengages and then immediately goes to the next guy. But Payton Wilson is able to get up here because he was just thrown in an area where there is nobody. And then he's able to get a help sack, half sack here. And then this play, I think, displays one of his tackling weaknesses. So let's look at here. Malik Washington, this dude's a beast. I have him in the third round grade on him. Gets a ton of yards after a good screen by Virginia here. And look at Payton Wilson in pursuit. Usually around here, he would have left the air and would have speared Washington. He's not afraid to get beat around the inside. He would have just speared him. But look at how he's going to really slow down and take a bad angle. Because Washington right here, he's going to cut. He's just going to cut. And Wilson isn't in a very... He isn't in a position, look at how upright he is, isn't in a great position to make a tackle here. Also, he's very upright and didn't plant his foot. So arm tackle does not go the right way, and Washington's just able to get a ton after the catch. And then for the next 2 clips, these are both interceptions from the 2023 season. For this one, it's against UConn, and all I want to show is Payton Wilson just jumping that route for this wide receiver, and this pick basically ends the game. And then this is the second interception I want to show. This is the pick 6 against Clemson. Payton Wilson is just simply on a spy, just staying aware, and ends up catching a tipped ball and then runs away from this running back to score a touchdown. Look at him flying in the end zone. My pretty loose comparison for Payton Wilson is going to be Logan Wilson of the Bengals. They do share a name, but both players are similar in coverage ability, ball skills, and tackling ability. Both are also versatile cover players who can blitz, but Payton Wilson is smaller by 10 pounds and much faster. And I am giving Payton Wilson a 6.37 prospect grade, also known as an early second round grade. He's 30th on my 2024 NFL Draft Big Board, and he's my #1 inside linebacker in the draft. I think Payton Wilson has the potential to be a top 10 to top 15 inside linebacker in the NFL, and will go within the top 50 picks of the 2024 NFL Draft. I like Payton Wilson slightly more than my linebacker 2 in the class, Edgerrin Cooper. Payton Wilson to me is a bit better in coverage and as a tackler, and he's just as fast, but Edgerrin Cooper is a far superior pass rusher, but he's a bit more of a wild player. I would have realistically given Wilson a first round grade if it wasn't for his extensive and concerning injury history and age. I'm not worried that much about his potential at the NFL level. It's more about his longevity that I worry about, as linebackers in the NFL have a short shelf life, and is also a very demanding physical position. But Wilson produced at such a high level and has continuously bounced back from injury, so I think Wilson will see success at the NFL level. But that's going to do it for my Payton Wilson prospect breakdown. Let me know your views on this video. Make sure you guys watch all my other prospect breakdown videos. If you guys didn't know, I set off this offseason to do 20 prospect breakdowns, and this is my 20th and final prospect breakdown. I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. This series was pretty successful for my channel, and I appreciate you guys a ton for that. And make sure you guys stick with me throughout the rest of the draft process. And as always, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, follow my Twitter and my TikTok, and I will be streaming the 2024 NFL Draft on April 25th at 8 p.m. But that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.